Over the past 6 months, we've spent our time here in Bali, specifically the Canggu and the Pereranan area. You could say we have a good idea of how much things costs. In our last few videos, we've been sharing our day-to-day life here and why we chose to settle in Bali. But a lot of you have been asking one specific question: how much does it cost? And rightly so. So in this video, we're going to break down our day-to-day expenses of how much it costs to live here in Bali. We're going to be talking about accommodation, how much we spend on food, our insurance with Safety Wing, and things in general, but especially how much we spend on this little man.
How much do we spend on you, Zakaria?
So make sure you stick around to the end because we're going to summarize our daily budget and you may be surprised how much we spend. Accommodation makes up most of our daily budget. What we look out for in our accommodation changes depending on what we're doing. What we want out of our accommodation is slightly different. We're staying in a 3-bedroom villa here in the Pereranan area and it's costing us 35 million Indonesian rupiahs a month. This is the lovely kitchen area. We've got a fan up there and an AC unit which keeps it nice and cool as well. Most of the time what you get is usually a double burner stove hob, a microwave, fridge, and we've got a water cooler there as well for our fresh water, and then loads of little storage here. We've got a kettle and toaster as well. This is our nice little dining table and the whole living area is very, very spacious. We've got a TV here which is nice. We spend the evenings watching a bit of telly now and then. So master bedroom, you can see this is where we sleep. Nadia's got her desk set up there as well. And then the lovely pool area. A couple of sunbeds here and a nice lovely sizable pool actually. And lastly, we've got a bathroom, but we've got 2 of these. This is the slightly bigger bathroom, and then right next to the door we've got another bathroom as well. Now, you're probably saying, wow, that is really expensive, but bear in mind, this includes electricity, it includes a housekeeper that comes in 3 to 4 times a week to replace all the linen and clean the house out inside out. It includes water. There's no other bills or anything like that that we have to pay like you would in the UK. So yes, it is a little bit more expensive, but it's 3 bedrooms in total, so there's loads of space for us. Also, a good thing is it's got a little swimming pool, which Zakaria absolutely loves now, so he always wants to go for a little swim, which is nice. We could just put his armbands on, put him in the pool, and he can keep himself entertained for a bit. You do have other alternatives like guest houses or hotels. So like a guest house can cost you anything between 15 to 20 pounds a day, a really good one. Hotels you can budget for about 30 to 40 pounds a day. But this villa is really nice because it's in Pereranan, right next to Canggu and kind of a few minutes drive away from Sese, which is a quiet upcoming area. Beautiful beaches nearby. All the restaurants deliver, and if we did want to go out to eat for breakfast or lunch or something, you know, we're literally like a 5-minute drive away. So for us, this is perfect. One of the other things that we factor into our daily expenses is actually going to the grocery shop and doing some grocery shopping. No different to being in the UK, to be fair. But one thing that's different over here is we don't really do a whole load of grocery shopping because a lot of our food comes from ordering on Grab. But there are a few bits and bobs that we do tend to get, like your milk, nappies and things like that. So I'm just popping over to the grocery store now and let's go and check the prices out. What a way to go to the grocery store, eh? So this is your typical Indomart over here that you have, and it's one of the more popular chains, I would say, of little mini supermarkets that you have. So one of the main things that we get for Zakaria is milk. He's still drinking like a bit of milk after his meals and before he sleeps every single day. What we tend to get him is one of these, 24,000. So the ultra one is on a bit of a offer. So I'll get a few of these for the week, probably get about 5-6 of them because I have porridge in the morning, we have some teas and coffees we use milk with. 3, lovely. Next thing that we still have to buy, unfortunately, though we're trying to get out of buying this by training Zakaria in the potty, is nappies. What we found is there's one particular brand that works really well and they don't leak, and that's the Mami Paco brand, which is good. XXL, 67,900. So that's what we'll go for. So you can see nappies are a bit pricier here because it's a bit of a premium product. Some things that we have in the West that are cheaper can work out quite dear here. The thing that you'll probably be interested to know if you're a family is formula. Can you get baby formula here? Of course, babies are born all over the world, so Indonesia is no different, and formula is sold everywhere. And lo and behold, we've got a massive shelf of all different types of formula. You can go to some of the specialist shops and you can get, you know, the kind of Western brands. But what we've found is the group that owns these individual companies like SMA, Aptamil, all that kind of stuff, they have the local variations of the milk and they're exactly the same formula and a lot cheaper because they're not imported. So something like BB Love is made by Nutricare. That's the same company that owns Aptamil. So that was the one that we were getting for Zakaria when he was on formula. Let's see the price. A typical box, something like a kilo, which is age 3, is 168,000. Slightly smaller boxes, you know, kind of around the same prices, 159,000. So that gives you an idea of actually the availability of formula milk here and the prices. And you can also get little snacks for children as well. Got like the baby porridge, you've got like little homemade soups, all that kind of stuff. So that shopping came to a total of just under 300,000 rupiah, which if you convert it into pounds is about £13.73 exactly. Works out about £1.90, £2 a day, which is typically our week's shop, to be fair, because we don't really get anything else from the supermarket. Might be the odd snack here and there. We probably budget in about £2.50 a day for our grocery shop.
So babysitters is something that we use quite regularly here in Bali. We use our lovely babysitter Good, who we've known since last year actually. So she's met Zakaria before and she was recommended by a friend of ours and their friend, because the question that we get asked a lot is, how can you just leave your baby with someone? And trust me guys, the first time we did that we were actually really nervous. Now it's the first time that we've actually left Zakaria with someone, but the good thing is Irfan's sister is with him as well as a babysitter. But Good is absolutely brilliant. She's amazing with Zakaria. We pay her around about 300k a day, so we use her for a couple of hours in the morning. She does some activities with Zakaria. She takes him out, gives him breakfast, and then he comes back and then he's down for his nap. And Good has been absolutely amazing. We did actually use her on a short trip over the weekend when we went to the Gillies. She actually accompanied us from the Friday to the Monday, which was really nice. We actually got to do things that we probably couldn't have done with Zakaria, so we spent the whole day out and that cost us £150 for the whole weekend. She was with us every single day looking after Zakaria. Obviously we did like have breakfast and lunches and dinners together and stuff, but just having her there just to look after him was amazing.
So let's talk about insurance. We use Safety Wing. Over the last 2 years since we've been traveling, we've been paying for our own insurance, and that's why we're really excited to be partnering with Safety Wing in this video. We did a lot of research on insurance, and that's because we've got this little one to cover as well. It's one of those weird things which you need to take out for your own peace of mind. Hope you never need to use it, but when you do, it better be damn good. And that's why we think this is a really good option. Children under 10 go free with every adult policy. Zakaria for us is free of charge. This makes it one of the cheapest on the market. There's zero deductible or excess, however you want to call it, and there's no pre-approval process. Another benefit is that you're not tied into any contract, so you can cancel it anytime. You can take out Safety Wing while you're abroad and you're still covered. We've put a link in the description below for you to check out the full things that are covered as part of Safety Wing, so go and check that out. We've been quite lucky over the last 2 years. We've not had any run-ins with any accidents or flight delays. We did have to take Zakaria to the hospital once in northern India because he fell sick because of altitude sickness and weather change.
Breathing heavily and it's just getting worse.
Though we didn't have to claim on the insurance because it was so cheap, I'm talking about a few pounds. One thing that really did give us a peace of mind is we didn't have to think about the cost one bit when we were going to the hospital because we knew Safety Wing had us covered. We pay £44 each per month for our insurance, which works out to be just over £3 a day. If you're looking for cover on your next trip away, make sure you go and check out Safety Wing's Nomad Insurance. So if you want to work on your health and fitness, then Bali is definitely a place that you should choose to kind of settle down in and focus on that for a little while, because it is effortless here to do that. There's so many gyms dotted all around the place. They're all varying prices as well. So you can get a gym membership per month for 500,000 rupees right up to, you know, the kind of 3-4 million rupees a month, which is like your Body Factory. But we decided to join a gym called Obsidian Fitness, which is kind of one of the really good ones, but I would say reasonably priced in comparison to everything else here. It costs 1.8 million rupiah a month, and granted that is a lot more than what I would pay back home, but it's what you get here. There's a dedicated outside area where you can do some HIIT workout, and really get some sweat going, or you can work in the inside air-conditioned area where there's all different type of machines to choose from. And it's got that classic black and red machine, and to be honest, I love those kind of gyms. Me and Nadia have been going to this gym for the past 4 or 5 months, and I have to say it's just really amazing to get not only a regular healthy diet in, but also regular workouts in, and it's really helped us to focus on ourselves over the last few months as well. So when it comes to food, that is one thing that here in Bali and the kind of Canggu area is absolutely amazing at. There's so many different varieties, so many brunch places, so many restaurants that you can go to. We've been here for the past kind of 5 to 6 months, and we're still discovering new places because A, there's so many to get through, but also there's new ones popping up all the time. And the prices vary as well. So you can eat at some really nice local restaurants, which we call warungs, and a small meal with some rice, bit of chicken and some vegetables can cost anything between 30 to 40,000 rupiah. But then you can even go to some of the high-end brunch places or some of the restaurants where they serve Western cuisine, are obviously a teeny bit more, and you could expect to spend anything between 150 to 200,000 rupiah and plus for food. But just give you an example, here's my lunch today, and we're trialing a meal prep place this week where they are making our lunches for us and delivering it to our house. And here's my brother, thank you very much.
Hi,
bro.
thank
You so much. And here you have it, this is lunch delivered, and it's working out to be 60,000 rupiah each. And it's really good. So it really depends, but we kind of spend anything between 90 to 100,000 each on our lunches and dinner, which is quite pricey, but healthy food comes at a premium. So, the best way to get around the island, no doubt, is by hiring a bike, which is the most convenient and efficient way so you can navigate through all the busy traffic in Canggu. It costs around about 80,000 rupiah a day to hire the bike, and you're going to be spending no more than 100,000 rupiah a month on your petrol. That is really cheap. But do bear in mind, it is very busy around the Canggu, Pereiranan, these Seminyak areas, and make sure you're experienced in riding a bike if you want to hire one. If you don't know how to ride a bike and you're here for a short period of time, I'd suggest just downloading the Gojek and Grab app.
The good thing about the Gojek and Grab drivers is they're experienced, they're pros, they can literally whiz through the traffic. And I think Irfan worked out, for us to actually make the most of hiring our own motorbike, we need to do 8 rides per day per person. So I think at the minute I probably do about 4 rides max. That's going to the gym and back, and maybe going to the beach later on. The first few months that we were here, we were actually using the Grab drivers, but now we love our own freedom and we're more confident on the bike, so we just kind of whiz through that Bali traffic.
So let's talk about visas, because that's a really important topic and probably something you have to consider if you're going to stay somewhere long term. So Indonesia, which is where Bali is one of the more expensive places to get a visa if you're considering staying there long term compared to other Southeast Asian countries. For example, Malaysia, if you're a British citizen, and I think that's applicable to quite a lot of other countries, you get a 90-day free visa on arrival. In Thailand, you get 30 days free, and I've heard recently Vietnam have changed their rules as you can get a visa on arrival there as well. If you're a UK citizen and you come to Bali, you can get a visa on arrival which gives you 30 days to stay here. It's around about $35, and you can extend it once for an extra 30 days, and then you obviously have to leave the country. So you can stay here in Indonesia for around about 1 million rupiah for 2 months. There are other visas available, so you can get the B211 visa, which is around about £75, and that's a 60-day visa, and you can extend that twice for 60 days each time, but that is quite expensive to extend. If you want to stay here for 1 to 2 years, you can get a Kitas visa, which is just not only a visa for tourism, but you can do some investments here as well. There's loads of agencies here that can sort it out, and all of them charge different amount of money, but it's anything between about 1,000 to 1,500 pounds for a 1 to 2 year visa. In summary, if you're staying here for around 1 to 2 months, budget around about just under £1 a day for your visa. If you're looking to stay here for up to 6 months, then budget around about £1.25 a day. Anything more than 6 months, then it's worth looking at the Kitas visa, which is going to cost you a lot more, but then you don't have to do kind of like visa runs, getting flights to other countries to renew your visa, which after a little while can be frowned upon, and immigration do pick up on that. So just bear that in mind depending on where you want to stay and how long you want to stay. One of the things that we do here on a regular basis is take Zakaria out to one of the many play areas that you have here in the kind of Canggu, Seminyak, Berawa kind of area. There's so so many different ones to choose from. You've got things like Warung Morgan, which we're at now, which is basically a local warung that's got a big, massive children's play area, loads of different activities.
Jumping jacks, jumping jacks.
Push and sliding. That costs around about 20,000 for unlimited play. So you can pretty much come in, sit down, and you can play for hours on end, but you have to wear socks. Today we forgot ours and we paid 20,000 for a pair of socks. Still really cheap. So you've got things that start from like 20,000. Then you've got places like Chubby House, which is 100,000 rupiah an hour. But that's a place where you can leave your child and they get looked after by specialist nannies on an hourly basis. Other activities that we tend to do a bit more frequently here that does add up into our daily budget is things like going to, say, some kind of beach club. On my 40th birthday, yes, I am 40 years old now, we went to the Luna Beach Club and we got a day bed there. There was 5 of us in total and we spent 1.5 million rupiah, so that gives you an idea of what a day bed and a beach club would cost. We tend to do jungle paddle at least once a week or once every couple of weeks, and to hire a court in jungle paddle is 500,000 rupiah or thereabouts. You can split that between 4 people, so it's quite economical. So these are the little activities that you can do, and we generally budget around about £3 to £4 a day each for these type of activities. You're not going to do it every single day, but it adds up during the course of the week and the month. So £3 to £4 I would say is a good ballpark for activities and day-to-day things to do here.
Mobile data, let's talk about that. So me and Irfan are both with 3 and we paid 30 quid for the both of us, which works out about £1 a day. When we came to Bali last year, getting a SIM card here would have been about similar price. We haven't been a bit lazy, we can get a little bit cheaper, but for the sake of a couple of quid, having our UK numbers in just makes it so much more convenient. We get 10 gig and most of the time we're here in the villa where we've got high-speed internet, so it's very rare that we go over our data package. So budgeting 50p a day per person for your mobile data.
So another thing that we have to do here, obviously on a regular basis, is washing. And recently, we're having to do it more than regularly because we are potty training Zakaria, which means no nappies, and he's pissing left, right and center. He's gonna get the knack of it soon, I think. Most of the time, you can basically drop off your washing at a laundrette and they basically weigh it by the kilo, wash it, dry it, fold it up, and you pick it up, or some places even deliver it. However, for us, what we've found is a lot of the laundry places that we've been using recently here in Bali, they use very harsh chemicals, but then also they dry the laundry on a very high heat. And we've got like linen clothes, light t-shirts, sportswear, which you can't dry in a tumble dryer. You have to let them line dry. We've found times where the clothes have shrunk a lot, like I mean a lot. So for that reason, what I do is I bring our clothes to wash here at the self-service center. What I do is I wash them, I put them in the dryer at the right heat, and then tell them, can you fold them up when they're done and deliver them to our house. It's not that much more pricier than, say, dropping it off at the laundrette and letting them do it. The advantage of that is not only are your clothes safe, but also it's a lot cheaper as well. So typically here in Bali, you can expect to pay like 10 to 15,000 rupiah per kilo of washing. And we usually have like 5 to 10 kilos of washing. But here you pay it by the machine, so you can just bundle all your clothes into a machine and do your clothes, and it's usually about £2 to £3 in total for a wash. It's not too bad. So now put the clothes in the dryer, close it up, make sure it's on medium heat so it doesn't shrink, and done. There's a couple of minutes left on this, then it's home time. Well, I've got to pay first. So the washing in total cost 70,000, which was really cheap, and it's based on per machine. And I actually got 2 machines and 1 dryer, so I could have had probably at least another 6-7 kilos more washing in each machine, but we only had a teeny bit. But that's how much it costs. Now it's time to go back home.
Okay, let's talk about beauty and personal care. So something that I get done on the regs is my eyebrows. These lovely Asian black thick eyebrows. Actually finding someone here that can do threading has been absolutely amazing. I go every 2 weeks and they cost 100k every time to get my eyebrows threaded, which is absolutely bargain bucket. It's £5 there or thereabouts just to get my eyebrows done. And I did actually get my hair done as well while being here in Bali. I actually went for a balayage, which cost me £80. Now if I was to do that in the UK, that would have easily cost 150 quid. It was half the price and it was at a really good high-end salon here in Bali. So you can get your nails done here and you can get eyelash extensions. We did talk about that in our previous video, so if you haven't already watched it, go check that out because we actually dive deeper into the beauty and personal care. The other great thing about here in Bali is that you can get a barber come directly to your villa and cut your little one's hair. Ipung's charging 100, which is around about a fiver. That's including driving to the location and cutting your hair.
We got number.
Right now he's just moaning. There's no tears in his eyes. He's just moaning because he doesn't probably like the vibrations of the thing. But 100,000 for a haircut for someone to come to your house to cut their hair is really, really good. And we try and get Zakaria's haircut maybe once a month at least. But I think we need to do a teeny bit regularly now. So every 3 weeks. So a fiver every 3 weeks. Not too bad. So as you can see, our day-to-day expenditure here in Bali costs this much every single day, which means it costs this much a month. Some of you are probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of money. But remember, that's for a family of 3 living a very comfortable lifestyle here in Bali. You know, we've got a villa, we go out to eat a lot, and generally our lifestyle here is probably at a better standard than some of your budget backpackers. You've probably seen some videos online where people share that they spend anything between $600 to $1,000 all included a month here in Bali or in Southeast Asia in general. But remember, that's for one person. Let us know in the comment section below. We're really interested to see people's opinions and thoughts on how much they would expect to expend in Southeast Asia. Hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you some insight on how much it may cost you to live in Asia and in Bali specifically. We're going to keep doing more of these videos and giving you insights on how much it costs in different places and what life outside of the Western countries is like. Remember to subscribe, follow your visions, and we'll see you on the next one.